nice shop at really tell you. Asa. Una lufana ya no mo ba mitsa ka chigo. Yena yele ish. Asiske shiko ke from phone. Asa, just hard. But I'm fan about what Sergio Mayo already bet have. Even now, Sanjoje, las tiempo, ta, buruku. Found me steady chillin'. I don't make me go loco. Don't you test my patience. My mind is not safe. I fit it up beyond insane. Nah, but it go there. Mutempe, you bakala wet, mutempe, you bakala wet, you batingakshi, you cut it, kissy half for sanyat, shabaga black caddy, boss, you swear I'm tossa, mutempe, but now I'm down, mutempe, hang it in actually you cut it, yes, half for sanyat, shabaga black caddy, boss. You sort of, I get it out, Carlo, tell a pill like a bohat. No, or sing it out, but give me my panda.
All right. That's how we come in this evening with a bang. Very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us for this evening's edition of Trendz Live. So now Pretoria is dominating the sounds of Amapiano with the fusion of Bacardi. One of the trailblazing artists in this movement is Nkau Tembela hitmaker Shiko Maklebyana, better known as Shiko in the music scene. So he opened up the show with his hit single Nkau Tembela. Welcome to the program, brother. Thank you so much for your time.
What's going on, my brother?
So this song, Nkau Tembela, right, was definitely a hit. Did you ever think that this would be your breakthrough number?
Dude, look at me, man. It changed my life, dude. I didn't think it'd pan out like this, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you never know where it comes from. It's just always overwhelming, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm really trying to figure out your sounds. What is your sound, your actual sound? Is it Amapiano rap? What is it?
To be quite honest with you, I think the most cliché thing I could say is that I just make music, you know what I'm saying? But obviously the go-to sound is Amapiano. We just fuse it with a bit of hip-hop, you know what I'm saying? The melodic vibes. Then we take the language,
yeah.
So it's like, it's just the whole vibe, you know? It's just the whole vibe. Pitor it's any fashioning, Pitor Super League, it's folk, Cartori, Babi Koopa, Medalist, Sleazy, MJ. It's just a mess, my brother.
Yeah, and speaking of some of the people that you collaborate with, Sleazy and Focalistic are some of the prominent features in some of your work. Why is that?
It's so effortless working together, you know. This is Melo and Sleazy, the duo, the dynamic producer duo. And of course, President Arena, Focalistic. It's just like we hang out together, you know what I'm saying? So you can find right now, I'm doing this interview. As soon as I'm done, studio with them. It's just chilling. So it's something you can't fight. It's so effortless. That's why it's so consistent also and so great.
So Pele Pele, let's talk about that. What's the motivation behind it?
Pele Pele was just a record I made actually literally after Nkau Tembela. That's why the songs have the same kind of vibe. I mean, Nkau Tembela, Pele Pele. It's just the same vibe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That whole, it's just about how we're actually doing the most, you know. When Nkau Tembela was moving, everything was just so nice.
Yeah.
So that's just all, having Foca on it was just the cherry on top, really, because we did this already, you know what I'm saying? Now we're just doing it better.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So what's next?
A project. 24th January, a project.
Yeah.
That's my birthday. We're going crazy, trust me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Shiko in his splendor. Take it away, sir.
Let's go.
And I can play my melodisties. And I can play my melodisties. And I can play my melodisties. Melodisties iban tabela god. And I can play my melodisties. And I can play my melodisties. Over to here lang non saramos. Keep it original sawara. Badring. Mabani libuwa. Ibile lesikawasa. Asham. Pinali ris. Ngiphethwe bagcwala isitafula ngey'nsimbi ayengitsimbi isimo sayizolo ephekulithi engithi esayizolo efede esayizolo ephekulithi fede bagcwala isitafula ngey'nsimbi ngeprogram yaskeleme phela seJerusalem chumile kwaya veteran umfana omonyane ngeveteran Exe tabatse hadinyaki middleman ushota kabokai go sendele banyana banyaka rekere 16 days aiveleve trepashia lelemen bautile batrogele kinkabia ubulaya karekere banyana banyaka rekere 16 days aiveleve uga marathon orange fuk arbalate la para exe pare balate koka balate ai balate young man balate balate tata rabacha ai balate young man balate en official care pelepe superstar ya rekere bautile batu pare kinkabia ubulaya karekere official care pelepe official care superstar ya sekele asa how Kashimukele, we tell it back hold your fair. It should be a fish out Marpel Barmano a fee, but fish out caro fee, Arunya about that fulla, a label, Asambe wizo reshipi nyakachipi Mano nyakachi Eparfisha ukare pelepe Kewe superstar ya sekele Utetsu sekora lipeke Apweta Eparfisha ukaro Eparfisha ukaro Asambe par Haukasi mukele Pitele bakodi ave Kechipi ya ufisha ukaro Aukar Aukar But I get a fish out caro It's already chippy nyakachipi Mano nyakachipi Fish out care pelepe And I can play my melody please And I can play my melody please Ashes kush cook give vum Utlova Utlova Dagi my president Utlova rexe Banyana banyaka rekere 16 days of 11 Tripashia leleme Dagi my president Preno teska skeleme let's go la show He parumando Apueta I get a fish out care pelepe Fish out care Superstar ya sekele Asa Aukashimukele Pitele bakodi ave Chipi au fish out care pelepe Mano a fi
All right, welcome back. So have you ever wondered what happens when art meets climate activism? Well, you get beautiful art that is also not harmful to the environment. So that's exactly what South African artist Mbongeni Buthelezi did at this year's COP27 held at Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt. Take a look.
Plastic is one of the biggest sources of pollution in the world and a threat to marine life and the environment. Yet this activist and a stylist uses his artistic hands, turning trash into dazzling treasures. At COP27, Buthelezi's work was the subject of major discussion. His art pieces showcased at the summit held in Egypt this month focuses on the destructive impact of single-use plastics in our oceans.
One is a complete work that has been licensed by Bloomberg, and the other one I brought here half complete. And the whole idea was to make sure that I help people to sort of understand, the process of making my art.
Bloomberg Philanthropy has one of the biggest pavilions at the Climate Summit. The organization has donated over $1 billion to climate change initiatives around mitigation and adaptation.
We believe passionately in the power of art to inspire, I guess, critical thinking and action. And when we worked with Mr. Buthelezi to find an artwork, the process of his work is so extraordinary.
In most cases, people confuse my work with painting. It's not painting, but it's plastic. So the whole idea is to make sure that, I bring those plastics here and do some kind of a demo workshop type of a thing, where I'm opening up to people out there, to comment, to exchange ideas. And I think in this context, it actually worked very well because it's mostly people who have never seen my work before.
South African Tourism has congratulated the artist for creatively raising the South African flag at COP27.
So now, Soweto-born visual artist Fatuwani Mukeli started sketching at the age of 7, and now his art can be spotted in art galleries, homes, and public spaces across the world. Nadia Dambuza got the opportunity to paint a few pieces with Fatuwani and friends just to celebrate the joy of life. These very colorful pieces will be auctioned, and all proceeds will be donated to charity. It's the season of sharing and giving, after all. Take a look.
Well, I think I am officially ready to move to Paris. You know why? Because last week I introduced you guys to some French home decor and fragrances. And today the rain did not deter me from celebrating Joie de Vivre. Come with me. What is making you joyful this season?
What's making me joyful is spending time with my family, my friends, and people who connect with everything that I do. Today it's a beautiful event where we're gonna enjoy cocktails, we're gonna have good conversations, we're gonna paint. Those are the things that give me joy.
Thank you.
Sure.
The artist began these art pieces and left spaces for us to complete with our own translation of the feelings of joy. For a little while, the crowd felt a bit intimidated, perhaps afraid of ruining what already looked perfect. To set the mood, our host started to add some color, and me, being the enthusiast that I am, I quickly jumped in. And did a brilliant job, I must say. Shortly, the room was filled with laughter and stern faces because, this is serious business. Some made a complete mess, but no worries because art is an expression, right? In the end, we all had fun and the results were interesting.
Perhaps you're a little anxious, tired, or just a bit burned out and you just want to forget what it feels like to be exhausted. Well, flotation therapy might just be something you would want to consider. Trendz Live producer Asanda Zondi tried this form of therapy, which is quickly becoming a popular self-care practice involving floating in lukewarm water meant to match your body temperature. This is also mixed with magnesium sulfate, and the idea behind this is that it helps your body enter a deep state of relaxation. Take a look.
A lot of people may not be familiar with float therapy, but it is actually being practiced. In a world full of stress and problems, including the year-end fatigue, most of us are clamoring for ways to be able to cope. Now, before all the festivities begin, how about you clear and relax your mind a bit? Let's try some flotation therapy.
Flotation therapy, it's basically like a Dead Sea-like experience. You know the concept of the Dead Sea where there's all the salt, so everything floats? It's the same thing. It's a tub that is filled with water and magnesium sulfate, which will then will seep into your skin and put you in the most relaxed form or a state that you can be. The benefits is that when you have stress and anxiety, right, magnesium as a whole reduces that. So this magnesium salt, there is a high concentration of it inside the tub, which will go into your skin, which will then supplement the magnesium that you don't have in your system. So it's really, really good for not just stress and anxiety, it's also good for if you have inflammation issues, if you have joint issues. So what it does is that it alleviates all the pressure that is on either your joints or whatever organ that is now inflamed. So it is something that I highly recommend for people that are going through fatigue, people that are in high stress jobs, people that have been in injuries, car accidents, all of that. I would highly recommend coming to do our flotation therapy. It is not a fix of all things, but it helps reduce a lot of the pain, a lot of the irritation that you might be feeling, or just a lot of the stress that you might be feeling. I know people are thinking, why would water and salt just do that? But it's like magic. It's like I said, when you think about the Dead Sea, you ask yourself, how is everything floating? It's sort of like a magic trick. The prescribed time would be for 30 minutes. What you do is that you'd go in, you'd rinse off, you'd put in your earplugs because we don't want some of the salt to crystallize into your ears. And then you'd go in and you lie flat on your back. There is two ways to do it. You can do it completely silent with no lights, with no sound, or you can customize it and put a bit of music, and that would ease your mind into that state. And then for a while, then the music will stop, and then your body would have set basically into a comatose sort of like state. Hey there, floater.
More than just a flash in the pan, this therapy should be the trend that's here to stay.
Highly recommend. Yes.
Asanda, always exploring all ways to get relaxed. So as the year draws to an end, many people are fatigued and drained from all the hard work of just trying to achieve their 2022 New Year's resolutions. So the body has burned so much energy already, leaving most people feeling the strains of year-end fatigue. In this particular feature, we look at what relaxation means for those on the Corona Island.
3, 2, 1, let's go!
After long days of adrenaline-filled activities, everyone takes a moment to relax and enjoy the sunset. We're chilling in the hot tub, doing the right things, sipping on nice things. One amazing thing that we know about this island is that there's a big reference of the sun. We're about to catch a sunset. All the rooms have hot tubs outside facing the sun. I mean, isn't that just perfect?
It really is, like just feeling the warmth of the sun while you get to watch it set over the ocean and have the sound of the waves while sitting in water.
In your room.
You can't beat that. Like, I couldn't have even dreamt of this scenario.
How amazing is this place?
You know, you have those moments where you wake up and then you see the ocean. Sometimes you forget where you are and then you take a picture and you're like, you have to take a second because you're like, I am in paradise. Like, how is this happening? How is this even possible?
It's like on the first day, it is so hard to believe that it's actually real. Like, it actually felt like a dream. But now, like on the second or the third day we're now in. And it's just It's absolutely amazing, and you want to do everything that you can do in the limited time that you have.
No, it's insane. Like, we've been doing so much. We've been like snorkeling and playing volleyball and had obviously the kayak race. And there's no better way to just like end a day, not for work, not for computer screens, but literally just sitting, chilling and sipping on some fine Coronas.
That brings me to the big question. I mean, you guys work hard. I saw you guys out there, you know, doing the most, winning that race. But that just shows the kind of spirit that you guys have for everyday life. How do you switch off? What's that moment for you when you say, this is my moment of zoning out and I'm relaxing?
I feel like whenever you travel, you always have to be intentional about taking a specific time out to say, during this time, I want to sit and I want to think about how do I feel right now? You know, and really just like connect with the senses. What are you hearing? What are you feeling? What are you feeling inside as well? So you can really, really intentionally have like a soul refreshing experience every single time you get out.
Yeah, that's actually something I also want to touch on, that word like intentional. Like, it just takes intentionality. If we don't focus, the day-to-day hustle literally just tends to go over your head. It's so easy to go from work, do those extra assignments, put in the extra hours, and just not shut off. For me, it's always been nature. If I'm not in the ocean free diving or scuba diving, it's just being on the farm with my parents and relaxing. And I mean, right now, we're surrounded by everything to do with nature. And it's the best way to just detach and disconnect from the world and connect to something that's just so much bigger than ourselves.
For me, it's usually just being by myself. It's having that moment where I can reach for a book that I've been meaning to read for a while and actually get to it, start reading it. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm still like Netflixing it, YouTubing it, I'm watching TV, I'm catching up on series. Relaxation idea is obviously different because we're not sitting on Netflix, we're not watching series. You have your book, you can play your games and whatever, but it's more about disconnecting from technology, which has been really nice because as journalists, we have it in our face constantly. We're always on our phones, always on our laptop. So to be able to find relaxation outside of that and just be surrounded by great people, but also have time to yourself without the distractions of technology or the distractions that technology brings. That was really great.
I mean, even though we are here to capture this and be able to write about it, I know you guys are covering and doing your features, but we are still out of office, right?
Yeah. I think the beauty of our job is that we get to work from anywhere. I didn't ever think that I'd get to work from paradise, but here we are. So we'll still be bringing the content. We'll still let you know what we're doing every single day. But while we're here, I mean, this is our office, you know? It's incredible to say this is our office for a week. So yeah, insane.
I love that for us. Thank you so much for speaking to us on Trendz. Well, there you have it. We're out of office, but we're not. It's our office for the week. It's complicated, but this is living. So yeah, stay tuned to Trendz for more exciting content.
Signed, sealed and delivered. Thank you so much for watching tonight's installment of Trendz Live. Do catch Trendz Travel tomorrow on our sister channel SABC 2 at 3:30. From me, Mbolisi, and the rest of the team, have a spectacular evening going forward.